Aarti ma'am, your speech title? I forgot.
No title actually. It is a reflection, okay?
Oh, okay.
So this will be first speaker. This will be second. Aarti will be third. Aarti, this is the first speaker. When it is Maria. So we give some 10 seconds she will do. And third again.
Group longer. Maria.
I think Justin is in. Yeah, Justin is in. Hi, Justin.
Yeah, hi there. Hi everyone. Good morning.
Morning. So we have all the role players. We do the communication. Justin. Join. Start. So is my face visible to online audience or you need another laptop? Fine.
Can see you. Dave.
Okay.
To speech valuation, it might be a problem, right?
Maria, is it clear for you? Because, or else we'll have a laptop here.
It seems a little far, Dave. It's a little far for me. But I can recognize it's you.
This is laptop.
It
You
is
just,
far, Dave. This is Shruti. It is far. Not able to see the face.
Okay, just give me a minute. Let's do it. Is this here?
Yes. We can see you.
Where is the power port? That is it. Thanks. Hello, welcome Toastmasters and guests to Technopark Toastmaster meeting number 120. I am Dev and I will be the sergeant arms for the day. Toastmaster International is a non-profitable organization started by Ralph Medley to promote public speaking. Let me quote the mission of a Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are some ground rules which need to be followed during the meeting. Please refrain from making any reference to religion, politics, and sex in your speech, which may hurt other sentiments. Please turn off all noise-making devices like mobile phones or put them in silent mode. Avoid crosstalks when someone is speaking. Considering this virtual setup, please ensure that you mute yourself if you are not speaking. I request all the guests to put their names in the meeting chat to introduce yourself, your name, etc. If you are interested in joining the club, you may stay back after the meeting and reach out to us. Once again, I welcome you all to the Technopark Toastmaster meeting number 120. On this, let me call today's presenting officer. As you know, Jasna is not available and I have done the role of a sergeant arms. But let me call our area G4 director, Prakash, to do the presenting officer role and hand over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. Good morning, everyone. It's been a long time I took this role of the presiding officer. Not what to say. Okay, so this is the contest season time. I hope everyone enjoys everyone is enjoying as well as learning so many things from the contest. We have so many people today, but we still found it difficult to get role players. But yeah, it's okay. That's the typical way that we usually conduct meeting. Anyway, we have all the role players now available, and we are ready to go. And today we have Toastmaster of the day. She's a very interesting person. I think she dedicated yesterday entirely for Toastmaster activities from the morning till 12 or maybe 1 o'clock at midnight.
From 8 p.m., 8 p.m. to
8 p.m. Okay, yeah. But I was like, when she sent a message about asking for newsletters, okay, who is going to give articles for that newsletter? Then when the newsletter came out, I realized, what all the back-end activities that went behind that, calling president as well as area director and division director to get the articles. I think those were the only articles that we had. Kudos to it. That was really interesting. Anyway, that's something that I think I have to learn from you. Maybe all of us have to learn from her how to pull off things under a short time frame. And she is good at that. So that's the one thing that I wanted to highlight about Toastmaster Rarity. And today she is going to be the Toastmaster of the day. And the topic is also interesting. When I saw the newsletter and I saw the agenda, okay, there was a picture of Black Swan and there is the theme of the meeting is also black. Then I thought, okay, that might have ignited her, her interest to come up with that topic. Anyway, I'm really curious to know what it is. I have been hearing this Black Swan for maybe close to 10 years, but I don't know still till now what it is all about. So I'm really interested and excited to hear about the topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash. That was a wonderful introduction. The way we introduce people in Toastmasters is very unique and different. Once in office, I introduced my new manager, who's a foreigner, to a set of clients. And after the meeting, he asked me, "Are you a Toastmaster by any chance? The way you were introducing me is very different from how a normal person is." Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, both online and here, and the guest here. Two guests, a big guest and a small guest. Welcome to 120th meeting of Technopark Toastmasters. We have a new member, GB. GB, is this your first meeting? All right. If it is, please do come on video so that we can see you, hear you.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Yeah. So I've known GB outside of Toastmasters, so it's very nice to see that GB has finally taken that step to join Toastmasters. We welcome you all, GB. This is a very friendly atmosphere, like the Sadhana Charm said, that you can try out everything that you wanted to practice in front of Toastmasters. The Black Swan. Yeah. The Black Swan. I think Prakash in his introduction unknowingly covered exactly what happened yesterday. We were on a deadline for the club newsletter. Rajeshwari had a personal emergency and she had to back out. I had no idea what to do, but I just knew some framework. I sent out messages to collect all the information so that by the time I work, I would get all this. In fact, the theme of Black Swan wasn't ready until I saw Geeta sent me a picture for the newsletter. I asked for a picture that could go as a cover page, and she gave me a beautiful picture of a swan. I doubt even if she realized that that is the Black Swan. And in management, we call this as a Black Swan event. How many of you have heard about Black Swan event? Okay, let me see. Now, a black swan event is something that is an unpredictable event, okay, and which has a very significant impact. So in project management, we say as part of risk management, you should plan for the risk and things that could happen. A black swan event is beyond that. You cannot plan for it. Only you can do a mitigation of the events that follow. And the black swan event will have, in the general sense, it will have a very high political or economical impact or a cultural impact. It is an unpredictable event that has significant and widespread consequences. The events are typically unforeseen and considered highly improbable based on historical data and prevailing assumptions. It has a profound impact on financial market, economies, politics, and society as a whole. I'll just say one word, COVID-19. That explains the word to the core. Unpredictable, unprecedented, and has such a major impact. Can you think of any other event worldwide that can be called a black swan event?
Financial crisis, 2008.
Yes, that's right. Anything else? In fact,
Terror attacks.
9/11 attack is supposed to be yeah, because the whole security scenario in the world changed after that. In fact, the collapse of Soviet Union is also said to be a black swan event because the Cold War started, countries started forming into different attitudes and so on. Now, what's the etymology of the term black swan? Black swan was first coined in 1967 when the Dutch explorer Willem de Vlamingh discovered black swans when he went to Australia. So until then, people thought they were only white swans, and he found a black swan in Australia, and he thought that that was a very rare thing. But the actual connotation of that term came into prominence through the work of a finance professor, Nassim Nicholas Taleb. So when you look for this word, you'll find this name, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, who used the term the black swan and the impact of the highly improbable. And that's when this idiom came into being. So until then, it was a phenomena of nothing expected, but he used it in a term that something that has a massive impact. So this is on a big scenario. Back closer home, what is a black swan event in a personal life? It could be something that has changed the direction of your life, changed the way you make a decision, changed the way you look at an event or a day or a moment. For instance, let's say you have planned to be the Toastmaster of the day for this, or say Rajeshwari was supposed to be the PR or the editor for the newsletter. I'm the TMOD for this day. I'm all prepared. I move all my engagements apart so that I can be here. But when I come here, I get a call that someone who's very near to me is not well. Then my priorities change. This meeting, the people are waiting, does not matter. I will find a replacement for it. It will have a significant impact for the people who are left behind. But that is a very mild version of what you would say as a black swan event, something unpredictable, something that changes the whole perspective. Now, I would like to ask you to share your experience of a black swan event in your life that has changed the course of your journey. If so, I would like you to come here and speak for 1 minute. Anup is already ready. A black swan event.
Okay.
It's a round robin timer. Please time 1 minute.
Okay, I didn't expect you to be the first scapegoat for this, but Yeah, so I think there are some examples or idioms that were actually mentioned, like, unpredictable event, cannot plan for it, very high potential, political or cultural impact, widespread consequences and profound impact. I would say on a personal note, the profound impact, unpredictable event and cannot plan. These are the three things I would take as one of the examples of black swan even in my life. It would feel funny for many of you, but I never wanted to be an engineer to start with, right? So I wanted to be a medical professional. So I prepared my entire, I would say 2 to 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is, actually for being a medical professional. I wrote some medical engineering examinations and I also wrote engineering examination because I took computer science as one of the options, or the PCM as the option. I wrote medical entrance examinations at multiple places, including Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, etc. But because I didn't get the admission in Kerala, I stopped looking at the results. But finally, looked at it and understood that after 3 months, I understood that I had got an admission of rank 80 in Karnataka, but I never opened the NLM as well. So that was an event that created a profound impact and something I could call a black swan event in my life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we call that a black swan event with a positive impact? Because you're here in Techno Park, standing in.
Not sure.
And maybe some patients said.
Yeah.
Very happy that you joined up for BTech. Wonderful. Is there anyone else? Anoop, you said you're familiar with black swan events. Do you want to share any thought on the topic black swan?
Sure. Thanks, Tia Modi. Definitely, I've read about black swan. In fact, Nassim Nicholas Taleb's book, Black Swan itself. In addition to him being a professor, I think he was a avid trader back in the years. I think he was an options trader, if I'm not wrong, if I recollect well. I read this book probably 10 years back. So, and the way he actually coined it was more like an event which happened in his professional life, and he even predicted the collapse of 2008, to be precise. That's what I recollect. Talking about an event that happened in my life, yes, definitely there was a black swan event, which I still think it had a profound impact in my life, was something that happened in 2010. I moved to Europe for my higher studies. In fact, I did my master's in a city called Leuven in Belgium. And the idea of me doing an MBA at that time was to actually build my career around Europe, in and around Europe. I started working in a bank in Belgium called ING, ENK, in fact, in Dutch. I got engaged and we were actually planning to have my life in Europe. But unfortunately, my brother-in-law met with an accident and he died. I relocated back to India, be close to with my family. And that's the reason why I still work in India. And definitely I consider it as a black swan event in my life. It definitely had a profound impact. And yeah, when you talked about black swan, definitely that comes to my mind. Yeah. Over to you.
Thank you, Anoop, for sharing this very close to heart story and letting us identify with that. Thank you for that. And it's wonderful to know that you have already read the book. Probably we should have a review of the book one day. With that, I think we should go on to the next segment. Let us get to know a general evaluator for the day. Toastmaster Prakash is donning the hat of the general evaluator. When I met Prakash in the early days, when we just started the club, Prakash always used to take the back seat. He would, whenever we tell him something, he would say, no, I am not there, I will not do it. Look at him now, he is the area director of G4. In the limelight, coming forward to take up all challenges, 100%, 99%. All right, let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Prakash into the role of the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arati. Still, I didn't change a bit. I think I gave you the answer. Okay, so as a general evaluator, my job is going to evaluate everything in the meeting, everything that happens from start to beginning. Of course, what happens before that as well. Today, that's the job that I will be playing, and there will be 3 role players who will be helping me do this, and that's the tactic. Today we have a really young person as our founder.
It's a timer.
I'm very sorry, but it's not me. Okay. Our founder, Toastmaster. It's not Toastmaster, right?
Chief.
Okay.
Aditi.
Okay. Aditi, she is new to our club. Toastmaster Aditi, I don't have an introduction for you, but whatever you say today, I will for the next time, I can assure you that I will use that. Okay. Toastmaster Aditi will be explaining about our founder role first, and go to timer and grammarian.
We'll do the one line. Okay.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Aditi. I'm a first year BTech student at LBS College, Pujipura. The purpose of the founder is a note, word and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filter by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will listen for filter sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeat a word or phrase such as I, or this means, that means, etc. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditi, for that nice introduction. Then we will go for the all of Technopark Toastmasters. Our VP Education, he'll be doing the role of timer today. Toastmaster Dev. Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster. I'm playing the role of a timer. It's a very important duty that I leave you all by 1 o'clock as promised in agenda, so that you can have your lunch with your family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, so that there is no black swan event in your home. So as part of it, my prepared speech, you have 3 speeches today. So 5 to 7 minutes, I'll be showing my timer cards using cards 5 green, 6 yellow, and 7 red. And for the table topic, it is 1 to 2 minutes, and for the evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes. For the online speech, I'll try to show it in online, so that you can also be aware of the timing.
My speech is 12 minutes.
Okay, Arati is going to make my tough difficult today.
10
I am
minutes.
not able to promise you that I can leave by 1 o'clock, because already her speech is 12 to 15 minutes,
10 to 12.
10 to 12 minutes. So 10 it will be green, 11 it will be yellow, and 12 it will be red. Back to you, Prakash. Thank you, Master Dev. And now we'll be here going for the final role. That's grammarian. We have Justin. Justin is from Kochi TCS. That's Kochi.
TCS.
Working for TCS Kochi. That's what I could read from your name. I think your speech, the speech that you delivered during our club contest was really good. The story was really resonated with the how train journey, right? So thanks for that. You have really a good knack for storytelling. So Justin is going to tell us about what he is going to do with as a grammarian today. Over to you, Justin.
Yeah, thanks, Prakash, for that introduction, and it is glad to hear that you have liked my speech also. Yeah, going to my role as a grammarian, my responsibility is to note down the good and not so good usages of every speaker in the meeting. And also, my responsibility is to introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. Unfortunately, I forgot that I need to share it a little bit earlier. 1 minute back only I remembered it. So I just found the word of the day and idiom of the day. The word of the day is captivating, which means get the attention by being extremely interesting, exciting, pleasant, or attractive. You can say it was a captivating speech, which grabbed your attention. It was a captivating movie. So those are some good usages. An idiom of the day is call it a day. Call it a day means you stop doing something because you have tried enough times and it is not working. So at the end of the day, you can say I'm going to call it a day because you are going to stop your work and you have tried something in some area, and you can say with regards to trading or with regards to some activities, I'm going to call it a day. For example, faced with the mounting debts, the decision to call it a day was inevitable. So you are encouraged to use the word of the day and idiom of the day in your speeches, and I will provide a report of all my findings at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Prakash.
Thank you, Justin, for that really nice explanation and the word of the day, as well as the idiom of the day. Thanks. So that's it about the introduction of general evaluation as well as the track team. I will be coming back towards the end of the meeting to give our report. So back to Toastmaster Larry.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Prakash. Now we proceed to the next section of our meeting, which is prepared speeches. Now we have 3 speakers today. And before I introduce the first speaker, let me call up the evaluator for speaker 1. We have our guest Toastmaster Maria, who is joining us online, who will be the evaluator for the first speaker, Toastmaster Chris. Maria works in H&R block in Technopark, but you would know her most as the energetic, exuberant speaker who delivers very interesting speeches at all contest level. And let's see how she plays a role as an evaluator today. Over to you, Maria.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arati. So, actually, I'm really sorry to say I didn't get the evaluation sheet from Toastmaster Chris, and I forgot to reach out to him. I'm really sorry about that. But Toastmaster Chris has got a very interesting, and with the interest of time, I'm going to say something that makes me really hungry. Piece of cake. Toastmaster Chris, all the very best, and over to you.
Yes. Toastmaster Chris, can you share your pathways and
It's his second speech, I think.
in?
The first is icebreaker is done. Yeah. So it's an evaluation and feedback speech.
Okay.
No, actually, it's the summary.
So let's
Go with
this.
what is the path you can do?
It's the first one.
Leadership development. So writing a speech.
This
with
one,
purpose.
yeah, writing
Writing a speech with purpose.
All right.
Okay.
So, evaluator Maria, please note, Chris is delivering the speech, writing a speech with a purpose. Right, and at the end of the speech, you would evaluate him and give him feedbacks on how to improve the way he has crafted a speech. Piece of cake or peace of mind? Very intriguing topic. Over to you, Toastmaster Chris. We are all, yes. Piece of cake or peace of mind, Toastmaster Chris.
Thank you so much. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our guests today. Welcome to this Speech of Mind. Today I want to talk about peace. So when I say peace, there are so many thoughts in your mind. You think of so many things when you talk about peace. But I've been very much happy to talk about peace because I've taken so much time trying to understand peace. So one day I asked my father, what is peace? And he told me, son, I'm at peace when I know you, my son, and my family is happy and safe. Then I am at peace. Then I did not stop there. I went ahead and asked my friend, Rosie, what is peace? Rosie told me, after a long day of hard work, and I go to bed knowing that I'm going to have a sound sleep. That is peace to me. And I did not stop there. I went ahead one day and I asked my 5-year-old nephew, Callisto, what is peace? Do you want some peace? She told me, yes, Mama has kept some peace in the fridge. And from that point, I realized that there are different meaning of peace. So there are two meanings. Do you want peace of mind or peace of cake? Which one do you want? Both. Both. Okay, that's interesting. But today, again, I want to talk a bit of something different. With me, I want peace of mind. Because I realize that peace of mind is more important than piece of cake. So I realized there are 3 things you need to do to have peace of mind. I will give you captivating stories that will tell you why you need to have and how you are able to get peace of mind. So I will take you back. One day I was with my friend, Bernard. So after swimming and enjoying the nature, and he was telling me that, Chris, today I feel peace of mind because I've connected with nature and I'm feeling so happy and I'm at peace with myself. At some point I was stressed up and I went to the same spot that he was swimming and I went there to get that peace. So I went there after swimming, listening to the birds chanting, and I did not get the peace after that. So I went back and asked him, Bernard, I went to the same spot, but I did not get the peace of mind. And that first lesson came to me. If you want peace of mind, number 1, just be. You cannot get peace from somebody else. The best way is to just be. Just be you. You can only get the peace from yourself. And my father told me another captivating story. So he told me he had a friend called Johnson. Mr. Johnson was a rich man. He was a billionaire. And my father wanted to start a business. So my father went to him to ask, Johnson, I need some money to begin my business. And Mr. Johnson gave him advice. No, you can sell your land, you can sell your car and start your business. Remember, my father wanted money and he got advice. So my father just went on ahead, sold the land and started his business. And he told me that if you want to have peace of mind, just let them be. That becomes my second lesson. And I still remember when I was just 15 years old, we were just playing with my fellow kids, and my friend just came and slapped me so hard, and I did not do anything to him. We were just playing as small kids. So that day I went home very sad and asked my father, Father, I am so sad today. He asked me, why are you sad? I could not answer that question. He asked me for the second time, why are you sad? And my father said, are you sad because your friend has slapped you? And I said, yes and no. No, because I am sad because I did not slap him back. And my father told me, well, son, you've done a good thing. The first thing to do to have peace of mind is to just let them be. If your friend slapped you, it is him that is having the problem, not you. So if you let them be, you will have peace of mind. And to continue with the story of Mr. Johnson. So he told me that at some point, he started doing business and they continue to be still friends. So Mr. Johnson at some point hit a rock bottom. And after hitting the rock bottom, his business was going down. So he wanted some money. And remember, Mr. Johnson was not at peace with his money. So he wanted someone to help him so that he can get back to his business. So he went to my father and asked, "You are the only friend I have, and I need some money to get back my business in order." And I asked of my father, "I don't think it is rightful to give Mr. Johnson money, because at first you were the one who wanted to start the business and he did not give you the money." And he said, "Chris, let me tell you something. Mr. Johnson was not at peace with his money, but right now he needs the money from me. So I gave him the money, not once, not twice. And I gave him the money, not expecting to receive back." So that comes to my third lesson I learned about having peace of mind. I learned that to have peace of mind, just give without expecting to receive. And what happened is, after Mr. Johnson was able to get money from my fathers, Mr. Johnson was actually returned the money to my father. And after that, he was able to help others also. He was able to, he was finally at peace with his money. So he was able to give the money to others, help those who are in need, and he had a foundation now for helping others. So to sum it up, I learned 3 lessons about having peace of mind. Number 1, just be. Number 2, just let them be. And number 3, just give without expecting to receive. And I ask you a question. Do you still want piece of cake or you want peace of mind? Thank you.
Well done, Chris. That was a very interesting story. You always have lots of perspectives to share with us. Well done. Now let's move on to the next speech. Let me call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster with multiple hats and multiple hands. One who's always ready to take up any role or all roles. I think he can just run the meeting with just himself. Toastmaster Dave, as the evaluator for Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Srijit, is attempting his project 3 from level 1 from the path Dynamic Leadership. So the project is all about introduction to vocal variety and body language. The purpose of this project is to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. The member has chosen only to be evaluated on vocal variety for this speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave. The next speaker is Toastmaster Srijit. Toastmaster Srijit is yet another resourceful person who's always there to carry out any activity and event. Your speech title is?
Crisis calling.
Crisis calling. Crisis calling, Srijit. Srijit, crisis calling.
The sharp ringtone of my cell phone pierced the silence of the night. Groggy-eyed, I reached to my cell phone, noting that it was my team lead calling me in the middle of the night. Confusion arose in my mind. Why he would be calling me in the middle of the night? Is there anything wrong? With a sense of anxiety, I attended the phone call. Immediately, on the other side, my team lead said, "See, I just got a call from our new team member, Jack. It seems like he's very panicked. I think he really needs help from our end. I'm scared." Thank you. Good morning, Toastmaster of the Day. I think, fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm attending my level 1 project 3 speech after a long gap. Thanks therefore the push. And the speech title is Crisis Calling. Here, most of us are working for an organization. As an employee, what are the key elements or the certain assurances we are seeking from our employee? I think there are many. One is when employee well-being and money, of course, a fair package. Above all, job security. Imagine that there is a threat to our job security. How do we react to that? In the captivating speech by TM Arabic, he mentioned about the SWAN event, COVID-19 pandemic. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, I happened to work for an organization remotely who had secured a major offshoring deal. We immediately went into the hiring spree, hiring multiple people from multiple domains, and Jack was one among them. Jack, he cleared multiple rounds of technical interviews, and we added him to the team immediately in a short span of time. That was our requirement. Though he had a promising resume, his performance was soon flat. Despite our attempts to elevate his performance, he stayed at the bottom of our list and ended up in the performance improvement plan or PIP. HR knows what PIP. Those who are not familiar, PIP means if an employee is not performing well, we give them a set of tasks to that employee and evaluate the employee over a period of time. It may be 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the organization and their process. We conveyed, my team lead and team conveyed this message to Jack. He was okay. In the middle of the night, the same day, my team lead called me, raising concerns from Jack. And I immediately started a conference call with Jack. And I asked him, Jack, what happened? And he told me in Hindi, "Mujhe dar raha hai." I asked him, why? What is the reason? And he said, after our meeting today evening, I went to Google. I Googled the terms performance improvement plan. And I found some threads stating that if an organization places an employee into the plan, most probably the employee is going to be terminated or laid off from an organization in a short span of time. That was his findings. And he told me that, see, I'm really scared. I really want this job. I had a career break previously. If I lose this job, I'm going to end my life. That was a statement and period. That's what he told us. So we were really panicked. And we started having a lengthy conversation with him. We explained and re-explained what it means for an organization. It is a process to improve the person. Long story short, at last I promised him that we will not be late. We will not be laying you off. It's our word. There will not be any pink slips of anyone. He calmed down. In a world where personal problem remains hidden underneath the surface, it is crucial to approach every situation with empathy and understanding. As I delve deeper into Jack's circumstances, I could find the personal tragedies he has gone through and the toll, the impact, the intensity of the impact it had on his mental health. Realizing the situation, we immediately rallied his friends. Actually, he had only friends. That was so. And we ensured that he received the care and support he needed. Through empathy and proactive help, we were able to guide him back to healing and recovery. In hindsight, this experience which reinforces the power of empathy in leadership. In an organization, it's not just enough to manage tasks or manage the performance. It is very important to recognize and understand the human element within an organization. As I reflect back on this journey, I'm reminded of a quote by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Live like you have only 2 days to live. Live like you have only 2 days to live. Do whatever best you can. Go back, give back to the society. 2 months back, I got again a call. Looked at my phone, it's Jack again. With a sense of anxiety, I attended the phone call. But to my surprise, he was laughing. He said, Steve, I'm an Indo-Nepal boy. I'm going to climb Himalaya tomorrow. I'm very happy. Thank you, and back to you, Modi.
That captivating message. And he was always looking at me, the HR angle. So that's a reminder for me as well, that when you deal with people, look at this. So the next speaker is me, and we have a very long speech, 12-minute speech. I know it's tiring for you and imagine the burden for me. So I'm going to convert it into a kind of educational speech, educational session. Let me invite my evaluator, Toastmaster Maria, to tell me the guidelines for her evaluation.
Hello, everyone. I'm here again, donning the hat of an evaluator, and this time for Toastmaster Arati. So the purpose of Toastmaster Arati's speech is for the member to share some aspect of her growth during the completion of a path. So Toastmaster Arati has successfully completed her path, Dynamic Leadership, and today she is going to reflect on her growth. The speech will be 10 to 12 minutes. 10 minutes we'll be seeing the green card. I think I can skip the details. The timer has correctly signified it. So Toastmaster Arati, reflections, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria. My dear fellow Toastmasters, whenever we ask someone to do a speech, they say they are not ready. They say they'll do next week. And I'm sure that for Dave, it is one of the biggest challenge, more challenging than getting a venue. Getting people to attend seems to be easy, but getting people to do a speech is so difficult. And I'm here to share my journey with you of how I've completed a path, not just one path, this is my second path. And each path had no less than 12 speeches. Okay, that might sound very tiring. When I look back at it, it is tiring even for me. Why? Because when we look at the number 12, it's a big number. The first path had 16 speeches, even bigger. And the beauty of it is that we never look at the whole picture. We just do it one speech at a time. And I remember the first time I did a speech, it was in a different syllabus. Okay, so imagine my plight. I had to do 20 speeches in that syllabus, and then they take away that syllabus, and then they launched Pathways, and I'm doing the speeches all over again. But it's not been that difficult as I think, or when I look back, because I have taken my own sweet time to complete the path. Why is that people find it difficult to move forward with a speech? Tell me, Anu, why do you find it difficult to do a speech? Maybe we can come out with some challenges that you face, and probably I can share my experience on how. What comes to your mind first when I ask you to do your next speech?
Too many thoughts, trying to be more elaborate and then failing at the last.
Okay. So is it related to deciding what to talk about? You have too many ideas, but you don't know what to pick.
What to pick?
Prakash.
Yeah, I think, I think I am looking at it from a perfection, because, I wanted it to be perfect. I have ideas, maybe, the same problem, what Anup said. when I write the speech, then it comes around 1,500 to 2,000 words. Then eliminating is one of the, I mean, the creator problem, right? I mean, that's one of the worst time that I face. What to delete, what to keep it. Then, yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's all about being perfect.
Perfect. Yes, Sujit.
Like my issue was with finding the ideas,
Topics.
right topics. It was very difficult. So this time what I did is whenever they posted the 120th meeting agenda, I booked a slot.
Yes.
Then I thought about the idea and which
Wonderful.
I got it yesterday also.
I want to agree with Prakash.
Perfection.
My main problem, not perfection, my main problem is I have too much idea and getting rid of them is the problem. That's the major problem.
Okay, so they have a problem of the plenty, and there are a few of us who don't have ideas at all. Yes.
I don't have much ideas.
He might have an idea to spare.
So the major problem is like prioritization. I prioritize anything else
Yes.
as preparing a speech because it will take
Time for you.
significant time to prepare the speech.
Anyone online? Anu, why aren't you doing your speeches?
The foremost thing is the time part, and probably I rarely attend meetings these days. That's the other thing.
Okay.
But finding time definitely is a challenge.
Yes. Anyone else wants to talk about their challenge? Okay, now VP is pointing out to people who are not doing their speeches. VP wants to know why Bala is not doing his speech.
Bala.
Bala, Anish.
For me, it is same as Anup. So it is the time that is not helping me.
Yeah. And Bala?
Yeah, the VP is always behind me for speeches, but unfortunately, I also sometimes don't get that time. But it's all, I would not say that about time, it's more about myself making excuses. That is the fact of the matter. I have done speeches, I have also taken up speeches in other clubs, but yeah, definitely here, the only thing is for me, when I do a speech, I want the structure to be right. It should have that structure, it should have that right intro, means body, conclusion, everything should be right. That is the reason if I'm not satisfied with my speech, I don't deliver it. That is the way it is.
Excellent. Thank you for all these ideas. Thank you for sharing your challenges. Now, a couple of points that I'll address now and then get back into my speeches. One, you have too many ideas. That's a very good thing. You can make a note of ideas into a piece of paper, your notes, etc. What I do is, as and when I hear of a dialogue, even a dialogue might spin into a story. Dialogues from movies, from people's conversation, I make a note of it. And when you have time, you think about the topic, not necessarily prepare for the speech. So this happens all throughout the period. And when you're ready to do a speech, first go ahead and book your slot and then worry about what you will do. All of us are jam-packed with lots of things. We have a day job, we have lots of issues and commitments. If you give me 7 days to prepare, I will do that only on the 6th day. No matter how much time I get to prepare, because that is my style. So know your style. There might be some people who want to do it up front. There might be some people who just want to have the draft in their mind. They will not sit down and do it until the last minute. That is fine. Know your style. Once you get comfortable, then when you move into the next zone, then you're going to improve. That is when you try to change your style. And for that, you need to be constantly doing this, because if you do a speech and then take a break of 3 months, you will have to relearn all the things. Because when you are starting a speech, it's like driving. When you start driving, you have to focus on a lot of things until it becomes automatic. And the minute you keep repeating it at good interval, for example, you do a speech once a month, that's good. And you keep talking in all the other meetings. that is good. I have seen people who are renewing their Toastmasters membership without doing speeches. It is not mandatory that you have to do your speech and progress in your pathways, because the takeaways for each of us is different. Maybe you're here just to practice on your impromptu speeches. Maybe you're here just for the networking, or maybe it's just relaxation for you, or maybe mentoring. So speeches are good if you want a calibrated progress of your style, communication style and leadership. To the point that I sometimes don't do until I am confident that it's perfect. In project management also we say, don't wait for the perfect plan. Make the plan and then make it perfect. Sometimes you will get to the 80% of the perfection quite fast, and that 80 to 90 and thereafter, the effort you will have to put in is much more than the return on it. Sometimes that 80% is good enough. Don't be too hard on yourself that everything that you do is to be 100%. And as you go forward, you will improve on it. Now, dynamic leadership, I'll share my journey of dynamic leadership pathways that I have done. So if you go to our drive, we have a checklist of all the paths and how many speeches everything has. I've taken a printout of it. Ideally, you should have it when you start a path. I took a printout of this at 11 today, and that was why I was late, and I copied everything here. So it's a good idea to have a view of your full path, and that will tell you what are the mandatory paths in the, what are the mandatory speeches, because there are 5 levels in a path. And as you get to level 3 and 4, there are electives, and you can choose one or many of them. And it will give you a very good idea of how to plan your speeches. Sometimes when you were doing the role of a contest master, you would have completed a speech by itself. It might be something like handling a hybrid meeting. So knowing what is ahead will help you, and you don't necessarily have to complete the paths or the levels in the same order. Now, for level 1, I had the icebreaker and evaluation feedback. So how do I pick topics? My favorite topic is look at home, find 2 culprits, my son and my husband, and I weave stories about them. So much so that they said they will never step into a Toastmaster meeting with me because of the image I have painted of them, which might be very, very far from reality. So you exaggerate and do that. Some people ask me, does prepared speeches help us at all in real life? You have so much drama and movement, but do you need that in your professional life? Is that at all useful? So I would compare that to practicing in a theater. When you are in drama and you have practice sessions, rehearsals you would see that they act like trees, then they act like there is a wind. Why do they do that? It is to take away our inhibition of talking in front of a crowd, to make yourself comfortable. It's not that when they are playing an actor, they would have to do all this drama, but it's to get rid of your inhibitions. And Toastmasters has a lot of drama in it. You can choose your style, whether you want to do that drama, or you can take away that to engage with an audience, you should know who your audience is and connect it with the right way. So for leadership speeches, which is in my level 2, leadership and communication, I have taken examples from my home and then connected it to my office and then given the leadership lessons. So that way you can keep it in a very interesting manner, knowing what your audience want. Finally, it's a good idea for you to prepare your speech at least once in a document. And as you go forward, maybe the time you need spent to prepare a speech might be less. But it's very important you know your introduction and your conclusion, because that impact makes a difference. So all in all, a little bit of planning will help you progress on your speech. Reach out to your mentor and your VP education, and this will just go away flap for me. With that, I complete my speech and hand it over to me so that we can move forward with the rest of it. Now comes the most interesting part, the table topics.
We are running short of time totally. So
Really? Okay. And we have 2 table topics, master, right?
okay, maybe we can have 3 to 4 topics.
Yeah.
2 online, 2 offline.
Yes.
Manish, we also
Yeah. So I have actually prepared some funny topics as usual. So
Okay.
are we ready to start?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, so how many of you guys are interested in a debate? Can we do a debate today?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So hello, my dear Toastmasters. Today, what we are going for table topics, and our theme for today is Tom and Jerry. So how many of you like Tom and Jerry? I hope everybody in this meeting knows about Tom and Jerry, right? So what I'm going to do is like some of us will be supporting Tom, some of us will support Jerry, and we will speak good and bad about Tom and Jerry. Are we ready? Are we ready to gear up?
Yes.
Give me a moment. Let me try to share my screen. Give me a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
So what we are going to do is like we are going to spin wheel and choose topics. And maybe what I will do is like I can ask somebody to volunteer. Who would like to volunteer? Anybody?
Aditi. Post
Okay. Okay, Aditi, I'm going to spin the wheel for you. Let's see whom are you going to support. Okay, Aditi, you support Tom. So I would like to speak about you praising Tom and say some good words about Tom. Over to you, Aditi.
Okay. Honestly, I suppose very emotional. Okay. As we look from Tom's perspective, he's supposed to guard the house, right? From Jerry, obviously. And Jerry is, both of them are naughty enough, but as Tom have to impress his guards, I mean the guardian, his honors. So obviously you have to chase around Jerry and chase him out of the house because he is being a nuisance in the house. Well, that might be the reason, Tom. I should support Tom. I'm not getting any other ideas. Enough.
Okay, thank you, Aditi. Any so can we move to the next speaker? Who would like
Yes.
to nominate?
Online,
Online.
online and offline.
Shruti.
Shruti, can we start? Okay, here's a topic for Shruti. Let's see what is the topic for Shruti. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put me on spot.
Yeah, Shruti. So this is your topic. If I get the chance to meet Jerry, okay, what advice would I give to Jerry? Yeah. Over to you,
Okay.
Shruti.
So good noon, everyone. And if I get a chance to meet Jerry, the advice I would like to give to him is to be less naughty than how he is. And that's how takes me back to the childhood memories where I used to see Tom and Jerry with my siblings. And I used to tell them, my younger sibling, that you're always like Jerry. And we used to fight a lot. And the memories of Tom and Jerry brings me to the fact that when the Jerry used to do the mischief, and the guardian used to mostly blame both of them and shout at them. And I in my vivid imagination, that guardian lady with multicolored dress and, with a lot of layers, and one goes up and the red is visible, then yellow and blue and green. And she shouts at them, both of them, even though it was Jerry's mistakes. And it is close to my heart because that's what used to happen to me in my house, because my younger sister was way naughtier than me, and I was considered more responsible in the house. And whenever any mischief used to happen, I used to get scolding from my mother because of the fact that she used to consider and take it for granted that both of us have done that mistake. So if I get a chance to meet Jerry and give one advice, I would give that to be less naughty. And anyway, Jerry's so cute, so I think being less naughty would be the only advice. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Seriously, this Tom and Jerry topics bring us to a lot of memories. Okay, so even that is the reason why I took this topic, because it runs me into all my childhood memories. So let us choose the next speaker. Who would like to speak?
I would like to go next. Bala here.
Okay. Yeah, Bala. So let us see what is your topic. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, so let's say, Bala, you are going to do a campaign which says Justice for Tom. So what would you include in the campaign and how would you run the campaign? Justice for Tom campaign. Yeah, Bala.
It's a very captivating topic. Firstly, justice for Tom, the person who has always been beaten up by a small thing called as Jerry. I really want to run this campaign in different ways, in social media, in print media, and definitely among all the people, because we need justice for Tom. Tom has always suffered. Have you ever seen a Tom and Jerry series where Tom has won? It's not fair that Tom cannot win. Always, why is it that Jerry wins? That poor Tom is so nice guy. When it walks, it has that elegant walk, just like a small tiger walking around. It takes care of itself. I'm not saying this because I'm a cat lover. Definitely, look at cats. You don't need to take them for a walk like a dog's. You don't need to take care of bathing them like you do for dogs. They take care of themselves. You just have to feed them on time. And even if you don't feed them, they go out and take care of their food. Justice for Tom is definitely required. It's not about justice for Tom, it's about justice for people who are always beaten down. It may be you, me, or someone who gets beaten down, maybe in our professional life, in our personal life, or in that simple small games that we play. Tom is one of those who is inside us. Just look in within you, and you will definitely see a Tom within you who gets beaten up at some point of time. It's not about getting beaten up, it's about how you get back to your knees and stand up and then speak or deliver back. Tom does it every time. I would like to call it a day by saying, support me in Justice for Tom campaign. Will you not support me? Thank you, and back to you, Tabletop Master.
Yeah, that was really a best campaign for Tom. Okay, so if Tom would have heard this, he would have been really cherishing this moment. Thanks, Bala. So let's see who's the next speaker.
Ajay.
Yeah, I can go.
Ajay.
Okay, so can I spin the wheel?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, this is kind of a neutral topic. Do you feel Tom and Jerry were friends? Do you, Ajay? Over to you.
Hey, good afternoon, Toastmasters. I believe that you can see me. So yes, I feel they are friends like us. We debate, we fight for something, I can even relate that to my wife. Sometimes I and my wife really plays Tom and Jerry that you know, we change back the roles sometimes, you know. But I won't tell you always who is the Tom here. But I, I mean, at least I can understand you understand it. Finally, yeah. That happens with me. So it's very easy topic, and thanks, Anish, for this topic. They're really friends, but but as all of us know, only Tom gets beaten up always, right? So even though there are friendship, some instances, some occasions, or in some relationship, you are good. Even though you're making all good for your family to safeguard them, to make sure there is enough, what we call as food or whatever for them, if we find out kind of a Tom, okay. So that's it with me, in this short time of this talk. I'm attending this Toastmasters after a long break. Yeah, I feel like it's a neon sun. So neon sun is just opposite of black. So it's like I feel I'm captivated today.
Okay, thanks. Thanks,
Just,
Ajay.
two more. One more. One or two more
One more.
maximum.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Ajay. So again, Tom and Jerry, as I said, we always can relate to our own life. Though there are many instances that we can relate to our life as well. So who would be the next speaker?
Offline, we have one guest and Anup is there, so maybe we'll give chance to Anup and here we have a guest.
Yeah, who would like to go first?
I can go next.
Okay, so here's a topic for you. Let's see, what is it? Okay, you support Jerry. Okay.
Yeah, I support Jerry. Okay. Thanks, table topic master. Tom and Jerry, definitely it's a very captivating series that anyone and everyone would actually sort of cherish. Back in my childhood days, definitely I enjoyed it, but I can very well relate to what happened in my life earlier then and now. Now, as a father, I'm father of two boys, Rayan and Raizan. Rayan is 11 years, Raizan is around 6 years now. And I see a lot of, happenings at home. And most of the time, the beating really happens with Rayan, who is elder. But unfortunately, the origin of it really happens from my younger one. How I relate well is it happened during my childhood days. Like I had a younger sister, so I was at the receiving end back then. Even though I was at the receiving back then, being a father, I generally give much more weightage to my younger son than my elder one. So definitely, it's not, I would say, even out, but in a way, we generally support Jerry, which is not right. We all know it's not right, but unfortunately, we keep doing it. Thanks, and over to you.
Okay, thanks, Anam. So our last speech, so our guest, right?
Yes, we have a guest here.
Okay. So can I spin the wheel?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So it is other topic. So if you get a chance to meet Tom in real life, what advice would you give?
Hello, my name is Adivesh.
Yeah.
If I get the chance to meet Tom, I would say he's clearly bad at his job. Jerry, but he clearly don't do that. I don't know what else advice I would give him. I would say he should do more tricks to, kick out Jerry. And he should try to please his guardian more. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think we all have a Tom and a Jerry inside us. We all at times play the role of Tom and at times play the role of Jerry in our real life. So and also we have that kid in our mind where we always, whenever we turn on the TV, and if we see the Tom and Jerry series, we will not change the channels. So over to you, Toastmaster. And thanks for this wonderful table topics. Thank you.
A very simple theme, last minute theme into a very interesting, a captivating session. Captivating because so many perspectives came out. So we could imagine siblings being Tom and Jerry, but husband and wife being Tom and Jerry is a new thought. And the campaign for Tom was really, really good. You went 100% into it. And what I liked about what Ajay said is that both of these messages. Tom is a representation of the suppressed. When you watch the cartoon, it did not look like this. If you ask mental health experts now, it looks like a very toxic relationship.
Recently, I explained somebody said Tom is the representation of a middle manager. Neither he can go up, neither he can do anything down.
From both sides, and like the new gen says, Tom is doing a really poor job.
Yeah.
He needs a therapist.
Yeah, they need to be into the shoes of Tom.
Perfect middleman.
So with that, we move on to the next session, which is our evaluation session, and let's have Toastmaster Prakash here to take us through the learning part of it. Toastmaster Prakash, as a general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aravi. So I think the fun part was over. Now we are getting into the serious part. So we will first start with the speech evaluation. To let us, can I get the timers for the speech?
Yeah, speech timing. Chris took 7 minutes 55 seconds. Srijit took 7 minutes exactly. Arati took 12 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah. First, I would like to invite Maria to give the evaluation report of Chris. Maria, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Do I need peace of mind or piece of cake? Again, with the interest of time, I am at crossroads. Piece of cake would be fine, but I really crave peace of mind. Toastmaster Chris, fellow Toastmasters, that was an intriguing, interesting, and insightful speech on piece of cake or peace of mind. Let me quickly jump to the pieces of cake in your speech. First was the intriguing introduction, the title. And that brought all of us, the audience, at crossroads. What is he going to speak about? And there you had the audience captured. You had them in your fists because we wanted to know, what is this about? How is it piece of cake and piece of mind? How does it come into play? And that is the usage of homophones. Humor. When you started asking your dad, what is peace of mind to you? When you asked your friend Rosie, what is peace of mind to you? They all gave very insightful opinion, very deep meaning, entrenched in, philosophical thoughts. And then you came to the hero of the story, the 5-year-old nephew, Callisto. He said, my mom has some peas in the fridge, if that's what you're hinting at. That immediately turned a serious tone into a very playful one, and we were all laughing. But that was the simplicity of a 5-year-old child, and that is how you played between the serious tone and the humorous tone. And when you said, I was sad, and your father asked, why were you sad? Were you sad because your friend hit you? You said, no, I was sad because I didn't slap him back. And those were the wonderful humor showers sprinkled throughout your speech. And lastly was the choice of your words. When you said, Jemson had reached rock bottom. That was great usage. And your ad hoc usage of the word of the day, captivating story. Wonderful usage. Now let me give you a piece of my mind, in a good way, about certain areas that can be used to amplify your usages or your message. Firstly would be your stage utilization. Chris, if you had 3 lessons that you learned. To get peace of mind, do not expect it from others. Use the left side of the stage. Let people be themselves. Second lesson, center of the stage. And third one is give without expecting. So that would be purposeful usage of the stage. And you have utilized the stage. The second one would be the crutch words. So your speech was a wonderful flow of ideas throughout, sprinkled with humor throughout, but there were some so's and ah's, mostly so's, that disrupted the flow of the speech. So if we can control the source, it would be a smooth flow of ideas. And lastly, there can be an opportunity to have audience in your speech. Do you know why I prefer peace of mind over piece of cake? And then you should have transformed or transitioned to the story with your friend at the place of nature. In a heartbeat, Toastmaster Chris, you had wonderful introduction, great usages of the word, and amazing humor shower. Keeping in mind the stage utilization, the crutch words that can be controlled, and any opportunity that you can use for audience interaction, I'm sure you will have piece of mind and a piece of cake at the end of every speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria. That's such a wonderful evaluation report. Thank you for that. Now we'll be having the evaluation for second speech by Srijit. I would like to invite Toastmaster Dev. Give the evaluation.
I love it when a supervisor asks me, how can I help you? But guess what? It rarely happens. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest and my speaker, Toastmaster Srijit. Today, he gave an emotional speech about how empathy in a leadership skill can improve someone in a very difficult situation to go greater heights. So three things which I really loved in the speech is the way he told the story, which is personal story. For example, the entire speech is all about empathetical leadership, empathy in leadership. So he took an example of his own colleague, Jake, and how he was not able to perform well and a good words of what happens in your life, taking care that you will not be screwed out. Just two important words, showing empathy to his colleague helped him to reach greater heights. He explained the entire theme with a story which was well connected to all the people who are here. Second is the impromptu addition of the Toastmaster of the day speech. If you clearly listen to his speech in the initial part, he included the theme as well into his script. I'm pretty sure that this was not even in his agenda. So whatever the Arti told just a few minutes back about COVID situation or about the Black Swan, he was able to incorporate that into his speech in a matter of 5 minutes. I really love the aspect of bringing other speech into your speech, which means that you are also an active listener in this entire meeting. Third, the explanation of PIP. As you know, in our audience, we also have techies, we also have college students, we also have tiny little Toastmasters, yet to join Toastmaster, who may not understand what is PIP. So you took a good amount of time to explain what is PIP is all about, so that even the audience who are not part of IT can understand what you're going to tell, which means that you take care of the audience more in your speech. These are the things which I want to comment about this speech. Coming to the areas where I would love to improve is all about voice modulation gestures. This entire speech is about voice modulation. I felt that was missing. Let me give you a few examples. The initial start of your speech is all about ringtone. Rather saying a ringtone, why can't you make a tone? Tin, 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 tin. And initial about a conversation. There was a lot of conversation in your speech between you and your lead, between you and your Jake. These are moments you can use your emotions. For example, when you talk about with the Jake is saying in a very deep voice, Sri, if I lose this job, I'll die. You can reduce your tone, slow it slowly to show the emotion in your tone, using your tone. And second is your gestures and stage usage. So when you are having a phone conversation, why don't you use right hand to converse when you are conversing? And why don't you use your left hand when your lead is conversing? Or a center hand when your Jake is conversing. Also, you can use your stage usage where you are conversing with your lead, where you are conversing with your Jake. Use your stage, use your hand gesture to show different emotions. Third, conclusion. I felt it was all of a sudden conclusion. Rather, if I am in your position, I could have told, fellow Toastmasters, you all have leaders. You all have Jake in your life. Take care of them, show them empathy, and make them reach greater heights. This would have been my message to the audience. So overall, impromptu addition of Toastmasters speech, very way of telling the story to explain your theme, and explanation of PIP to the other audience. If you can work upon your voice modulation and gestures, it will be a very good speech. All the very best. Back to you, Prakash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev, for that insightful evaluation. Now we are going for the third evaluation. Again, Toastmaster Maria, Please give valuation for Arati's speech.
Hello, everybody. I am back again, this time as Toastmaster Arati's evaluation. The only time you need to look back is to see how far you have come. Today, Toastmaster Arati presented a reflective, retrospective, and reminiscing story about her journey in completing her path. The zenith of her speech was the introduction when she said, when you ask somebody to take a speech or deliver a speech, we immediately say, no, next time maybe. And everybody in the audience who has been a Toastmaster for quite some time flinched in their seats because we are all guilty as charged. We have all been there, we have done that. So there she got us all on board with her speech because we wanted to know, yes, that's us. We related to the speech. You had a long list of amazing vocabulary. The problem of plenty, weave a story, the image that I have painted of them, and the calibrated progress, and the list just goes on and on. So wonderful usage of words that we all learned, and I have written it down so that I can use it some other day. And lastly was the humor. You slowly started speaking about the problems, and then you said about the humor part of it. You said now the VP education of our club is really pointing out to people because he wants to know what is the reason why people are not completing their speeches. So you had perfect humor. One thing about your speech goal was to reflect on your growth. And that was clearly shown here because you didn't just speak about your growth, you started addressing the problems and you started giving them the ideas that you have implied. So we are all motivated to do the same. So that is a true reflection of how a Toastmaster has grown. Not just me, it is about us. Now, coming to the areas of improvement that I have used as power vested in me as an evaluator. So when you said, I would like to share my journey, that is pretty generic. Instead, you could say, we are all in the same boat. I too was like that. So that would be much more relatable and we would be motivated. Yes, so a person who was just like us has completed a path. So that is a motivation factor that we can also do it. So that would have been a better usage. Vocal variety. So you mentioned you had 20 speeches in the first syllabus, which was then taken away. So you can sound dejected. It was 20 speeches that I completed, and then they just took it away. And then I had to do it all over again, sounding dejected. And lastly, I had to tune in so hard for a grammatical error that I had to pray for it, just one. And I found one when he said that was one of the biggest challenges that should be rephrased. So with all these in mind, I'm sure Toastmaster Arati, you have amazing vocabulary, amazing humor, and the bang-on introduction to captivate us all. Keeping in mind this introduction, the transition, the vocal variety, and the tiny grammatical error, I'm pretty sure you will have much more paths to conquer in the world of Toastmasters. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mariam, for that really detailed evaluation. Now we will go ahead with the general evaluation as well as attack team's evaluation. First card timer, he is already up, so thanks for that. Thank you, Prakash. I'm very sorry to say that we are running short of time by more than 15 minutes. So, Chris, I already told the speeches, so I'll come to the table topic. Aditi spoke for 41 seconds, so you still have time for 1.5 minutes. Shruti, you spoke for 1 minute and 37 seconds. Can use 30 more seconds. Bala, you spoke for 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Ajay, you spoke for 1 minute and 3 seconds. You also have 1 more minute. Anup, you spoke for 1 minute and 20 seconds. 30 more seconds can use it. And Adi, you used 30 seconds. You have time for 1 more minute. And Maria, evaluation, first time 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Third time, the second time is 3 minutes and 10 seconds, and mine is 3 minutes 37 seconds. So we are running short by more than 20 minutes. Back to you, Prakash. Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. And now I would like to invite Toastmaster Aditi to give the Akanda report.
Our general evaluator Prakash used the words yeah, and I think a lot. During the TM Modi introduction, Toastmaster Arati the usage of was notable. And during the speech of Chris and so were prominent. Then our evaluator two, Srijit. The first half was smooth, so no bumps, whereas during the second half, the usage of and notable. Then for the table topics, Toastmaster Ajay used even to 3 to 4 times. And Anu used R 7 to 8 times in a minute. Then our guest speaker, Adikesh, used 3 clearly during 30 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditi, for that really beautiful report. I was in fact asking Dev whether she was taking the report. Then after some time, I noticed that Aditi was because we couldn't see what she was doing. But when the report came, I was thanks for that. So now we will go for the grammarian report, Toastmaster Justin.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Prakash. So coming to the grammarian aspect, actually we had a wonderful meeting. There are a lot of good usages. Starting with the usage of word of the day. Word of the day was used by Toastmaster Aditi, Toastmaster Anup, Toastmaster Chris, Toastmaster Srijit, Toastmaster Bala, and Toastmaster Ajay. Idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Bala. So kudos to all the speakers who use the word of the day or idiom of the day in their speeches. Coming to the good usages and good vocabulary, Toastmaster Aditi had a lot of good usages in her speech, like unprecedented, came into prominence, highly improbable, intriguing topic, resourceful person, take my own seat time, calibrated progress, and so on. Toastmaster Anup Kumar mentioned created profound impact. Toastmaster Anu mentioned cherish my memories. Toastmaster Chris mentioned I at peace with myself. Toastmaster Srijit used the word circumstances and reinforces. Toastmaster Maria had the usages donning the hat, reflect on, insightful ideas, cleans the audience, true reflection, with the power vested in me. Toastmaster Stuti had good usages such as brings me to the fact, vivid imagination, take it for granted. And Toastmaster Bala had the usage beaten down. So I did not note down any specific improper usages, but some general observation is that one is tense usage. Whenever we are talking about something about the past, you have to use the past tense, and the present tense, we have to use the present tense. So that is one thing we need to note down. And the subject verb object relationship need to be mentioned, and you have to make sure your sentence is fully completed. You should not break the sentence in between. And also the usage of verb in singular and plural form. And when it is in plural form, the verb should be appropriately used. So these are some general observations. I could, these are small minor things only. So I am not pointing out any particular person. So we can improve these areas in the next meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Prakash.
Thank you, Council Justin, for that report. Now it's my evaluation report. We are already running late. So I'll just quickly go through the reports. Actually, that's another way of saying I don't have anything to say. So we started a little bit late, not a little bit late, actually 30 minutes late. So we were supposed to start at 11, but we started at 11:15. 11:30. So maybe next time we can take care of that so that I think we will be maybe late for 10 minutes, but I think we can use that time for table topics.
Chris.
And I think even though we had some challenges with the role players, we were able to get all the role players on time. That's I think meetings are really being planned by Dave. So that's something really good there. And Toastmaster Arati started with the Black Swan. Actually, I think Anup read that book 10 years back. I bought that book 10 years back, but I didn't get it. It's still there in my home. Probably I saw that movie, but I don't remember that. I didn't like that, so I just stopped it at 10 minutes. Natalie Portman, right? Yeah, I think I saw that because of her. So, yeah, I think I have now a clear idea of what is Black Swan, and of course, yeah, the round robin was also really good. We have now clarity on how we can relate that in our daily life. Of course, that tag team really introduced well. I would really like to appreciate you for handling that role really well. You were really silent. You didn't show anyone what you were doing, but you did a really good job. And of course, Dave and Justin as well. Justin gave a really good report. Thanks, Justin. So the speeches were also really, came up with a lot of information, like piece of cake. And just let them be. Yeah, that's a good message. And of course, your Srijit's message is about crisis calling. Of course, I think it boils down to nothing is as good as or bad as it seems. So that's a message. We don't know what everyone is going through. I think that's what COVID has taught us. Maybe particularly the people who are in management, we started really focusing on that aspect. That's a really big thing. And of course, this speech, the reflections, there is a central message about that speech. How you can come up with the speech in a short span of time. At the same time, you can give a really powerful message. And that's a really good speech with a lot of lessons for us. How you can write a speech. Of course, perfection is not good. Not for you, Chris, for me also. So, yeah, then kudos to Toastmaster and his who came up with that interesting topic of the table topics. I think it was really interesting. Even my daughter was asking, is he really going to talk about Tom and Jerry? But he's not a big fan of Tom and Jerry, by the way. So yeah, we like Arati said, we got really different perspective in that very Tom and Jerry topic. And insightful message that you have given, Anup, that was also eye-opening. Rome is really stuck somewhere. He cannot move anywhere. He was destined to take all the things. Poor guy, anyway. And we got, the table topics, the message, the speeches from Aditi, Shruti, Bala, and of course, Bala was clearly, it was a sales pitch, Bala. Ajay, Anup, and Adhikesh. They were really interesting. So, yeah, that's it from right. Over to you, Toastmaster Arati.
Thank you, Prakash and the tag team for a wonderful, informative session. I think all the fun that we have was summed up in the last 15 minutes. We are late. We were supposed to start at 11:15, so 11:30 is only 15 minutes. Okay, do we have time for quiz? That's my favorite part.
Yeah. And Anup scold as if we don't.
All right, quiz master Anup. That's the only role he volunteered, so I don't want to let him off the hook without playing a role.
Thank you. I will not take too much time. I think in all the summarizations, people would have already told many of these things, right? So, starting with the first question, Aditi mentioned that she is doing something professionally now, right? What is she doing at the moment?
She's first year BTech in LBS.
That's one for Aditi. Okay. In the Chris speech, whom did Chris ask the first question?
Dad.
Father.
Okay. Question 3, what's Chris' friend's name? Rosie? No, where they went swimming together. What is the name of the person?
Bernard. He said.
Okay, great, fine, yeah, fine. What is the name of the new team member whom Srijit?
Jake. Jake or Jack? Jake.
I think it was Jack.
Jack.
It was Jack.
Jack. He said Jake.
He introduced it to Jake. He made it Jake. Srijit's speech had a phrase mentioned by a famous personality.
Paramahamsa. 2 days to live. Yeah, 2 more days.
Sriram Krishna.
1 day അല്ലേ എപ്പോഴും പറയാറ് 2
Like Gandhi also said the same.
No. 2 days ഉണ്ട്.
You cannot deny because we don't know.
Yeah. How many speeches did Aarati mention in her pathways?
20, 20, 20.
Both pathways.
20, 16.
12,
28, 16 plus
20 and then 4 to 12.
Yeah, okay, some things, okay, 20, 16 and 12.
Correct answer.
Yeah, 20, 16 and 12. So these are the 3 numbers that she mentioned. Shruti used to watch Tom and Jerry with whom?
Sisters.
Siblings. Okay. Specifically sister, yeah. What was Bala's table topic that
Campaigns
was
for Tom.
specifically? What was the exact table topic name?
Justice for Tom.
Yes, correct, so that's right. Justice for Tom. The last question, what advice Adhikesh gave to Tom?
Come up with new ideas.
Learn new tricks.
And no tricks.
Throw him out.
God.
Exact words.
God
You're not
house.
doing a good job. Not doing a
You're not good at your job. Thank you.
With that, we close this session and let me call the presiding officer, Toastmaster Prakash, to formally end up the session and release us. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you, the online team, can you please all come on video so that we can take a.
Come this side. We all can come.
We can take a picture.
No,
of the screen.
that's fine actually.
We can all stand up and we
Can
listen.
stand this side.
No,
No,
on-
here.
Take the picture of the
You can take
screen
it.
itself. Everyone will.
Oh, okay, okay.
How come Brent screen? Okay.
The screen is mostly white.
All of us are wearing white, that's why.
Jeez.
കാണാൻ വയ്യ. ആദികേഷ്
Didi
മിഡിലിൽ
and
വന്നിരിക്കും.
Adhikesh, you can come out here.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. I'll take it.
Oh, no,
You can take a screenshot then.
yeah, we should do that.
Okay then, thank you. So.
Thank you.
I think we have reached the end of the session. GB, would you like to give your feedback? So can I get Aditi and Adhikesh to brief?
Aditi is only member.
Aditi, remember, you have.
Adhikesh, would you like to give a feedback?
Would you like to give a feedback? Mole, what's your name? Nitara. Nitara, give feedback parayano.
I'll, whoever vested on me, I'll just adjourn this meeting. Thanks everyone for making this wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It was a nice session.
Thank you all.
Thank you.